Well, if I thought Halloween Havoc was a waste of time and absolutely ridiculous, then I had no idea what I was getting myself into when I put on Starrcade 1991, the Battle Bowl. What were they smoking? Whose idea was this? 10, count them, 10 tag team matches. One more boring than the next. How did they think this would be interesting? I get kind of like the idea, but the execution was absolutely fucking awful. I don't care if there were 2 rings. You could have had 10 rings and this wouldn't have worked. It was awful. Every tag team match was so long and so drawn out and so fucking boring. And you finally get to this Battle Bowl thing, and it's ridiculous. The rules don't make any sense. You've got to throw one guy from one ring to another ring and then eliminate them. And then one guy left in one ring and the other guy left in the other ring face off. What a waste of time. What's it for? What was it for? What was the reason behind it? What was the meaning? What was the point? What did you win from getting this? From winning it? That was never announced. One thing, Norfolk Scope looked pretty good. The arena. The sound system was awful. Missy Hyatt, okay, Magnum TA, Eric Bischoff drawing things out of a lottery thing and a bingo. It was like bad bingo. Bad night at the bingo. Eric Bischoff, fucking awful. We have some talent here in WCW. And this is the problem back then. The whole of the 90s so far. Ever since WCW was created, it seemed, from the NWA, it's been absolutely fucking awful. One show after the next. They've progressively got worse. Since I started doing this, 89, they were really good. 90 kind of got a bit worse. It was like, oh God, this isn't so good. These shows are getting hard to watch now. 91, it's been absolutely brutal. I'm surprised they lasted as long as they did. We've still got the Hogan era to come. And that's going to be hard going. How I'm getting to 96, when we get to the NWO and some good shows, I don't know. Because these shows are brutal. Fucking awful. People telling me the 90s were great. So far, they fucking sucked. Pay-per-view wise, WCW fucking dreadful. WWF ain't been much better. There haven't been that many matches I can look at and say, yeah, do you know what? That was a good match. I enjoyed that. That was a good show overall. There really haven't been. Not that many. Been a couple of decent matches here and there. But overall, the show's fucking awful. Professional wrestling in 1991 is in the bin. In the bin. And it's not to say they haven't got the talent, especially WCW. When you look at the talent they've got, how did they not capitalise on that? They have stupid ideas that they roll out, like the Battle Bowl, like the Chamber of Horrors, or whatever it was called, and so many more this year. Just fucking dreadful, one after the other, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. And this was by far the worst. This was Starrcade. Your big show of the year. Your WrestleMania, if you will. And this is what you do to it. Reduce it to a joke. Just means nothing. This was fucking awful. Laughable. What was the point of 10 tag team matches? 10 tag team matches with people who had never tagged together. It just didn't make sense. They were just drawn at random. And nobody cared. There was no heat there, nothing to it. Sometimes you go, oh, a heel versus a heel. Or a tag team partner versus a tag team partner. That's exciting. It didn't wash. No one was interested. After a couple of minutes, the gimmick wore off. That's not what people wanted to see. It wasn't that good. It didn't work. It might have looked on, sounded good in their heads and down on a piece of paper. But once you put it out there, it stank. It was nasty, whiffy. No one wanted to know. WCW 1991, they are in the bin. They really are. Let's hope 92 gets a bit better. They're suffering. They're really suffering since Ric Flair left. That really hurt them, you can tell. Since the Great American Bash, these shows have been in the bin. They've been dreadful. They are really hurting since the departure of Flair. That really rocked them hard. But I have confidence, and I do know that it does get turned around a little bit in 92. They start to get their shit together a little bit, and it does get slightly better. Can't get much worse, can it really? Let's hope. 92 can't be any worse than what 91 has been for WCW. Fucking shocking. El Gigante and fucking Abdullah the Butcher with his big tits running around. Absolutely laughable. Really is. But they've got some talent here. And it's just a shame they don't tap into it as much as they could have. Really, really, really good talent that they let slip through their fingers. And you can see it in the Diamond Stud, in Steve Austin. How the fuck they didn't see that? You can see it watching these shows how good he is. And they never capitalised on that. Fucking morons. Anyway, let me know what you think down below. Thanks for watching Grey Talks Wrestling. I'll see you next time. See you next year. 1992, here we come. Peace.